Alright guys, video 10. What's going on everyone? This video is what's some juicy gossip you just found out in your personal lives. Posted by John Hart 989. First one. My uncle told my parents that he needed money because he borrowed from the Chinese mafia and they were threatening to kill him and his family or something. My parents sent him some money and then 2 weeks later he posted a pic with a new car. Edit. My uncle said the money he borrowed was to pay off his house. Edit 2. He did not actually borrow from the Chinese mafia. He didn't even get a new house. More clarifications. We are Chinese Malaysian. Most of our family lives in Malaysia while we live in the US. People usually ask us for money because my parents started a good business here. Witchy Cutie says, my aunt did something similar a few years back. Long story short, my parents ended up with a new car instead. I've got time. I'll listen. Of course you will, Vanilla Labrador. My aunt had never been good with her money and gets herself wrapped up in all kinds of MLM schemes. This particular time she told my parents that she found a great and legit employment opportunity and that it was so good that she wanted to invest in it. 2 weeks later, she comes back around and says that she was scammed by the mafia and they gave her drugs to sell instead of shoes, and that she needed to buy her way out so she doesn't have to become a drug dealer. She had all the text to prove it. Another 2 weeks later, she comes around with a BMW. We still aren't quite sure how she could afford that since my parents didn't really hand her that much, and a designer purse. My dad is the most pissed I've ever seen him, takes all of the proof she sent him, and threatens to go to the police with it. She offers a trade. The BMW for the old beater old beater car my dad used to teach us to drive in if he doesn't go to the police. Since she was so eager to get rid of the car and for my dad to not go to the police, we were pretty sure she was selling drugs. And I'm pretty sure I still haven't heard the full story from my dad. Today, my aunt is selling essential oils and jewelry. Of course she's selling drugs. If she's not selling drugs, she either went to a bunch of people and did the same thing she did to your dad and then used that money to buy it. But I mean, she's just an idiot for driving that BMW to your house. I mean, if you're going to go through all that hassle and con people out of money, or con even just one person out of money, and use that money to buy luxury items, don't bring those items around people. Keep those at your house. Only in case of the car, get a beater car, drive the beater car over to your brother, whoever she's related to. Drive the beater over there so they don't see that you spend the money on a BMW. And the purse, don't bring that over there. I mean, she's just an idiot. My barber got 2 different girls pregnant, neither of whom are his girlfriend. Prices have went up a little bit, but the phone calls I overhear are worth it. The guy's a maniac, can't learn his lesson, huh? Some girl in our year at school posted on Facebook the other day how her boyfriend had supposedly cheated on her. They had a full-blown argument in the comments just on Facebook for everyone to see. Yesterday, she posted a picture of some keys tagging her boyfriend in it saying, "Just bought our first house together." I feel like everyone knows someone similar to this girl. I've known a couple of them, and it, just like as you said. But firstly, why are you airing your dirty laundry on social media? I see so many people doing that. I never understood it. Keep that shit to yourself. Nobody wants to hear about your problems. Unless you want to make people feel better about themselves. But if that's the case, then I guess keep doing it. And secondly, her boyfriend's probably the biggest idiot of them all. Why would you get back together with that girl? But that's his problem. We got a new boss like a year ago at work, and we've been hating it. People are getting written up for petty shit and suspended and losing their bonuses. I'm a good employee, but this stuff finally caught up to me too, and I got written up for getting injured at work. Long story. I don't play, so where it is said employee comments on the write-up, I said see attached and typed out a 3-page defense talking about how I thought it was unfair and how I thought people had been getting treated unfairly for a year now. The next day I got called into a meeting by my boss and his boss and his boss and the HR rep so they could grill me about it. By the end of the meeting, we had all figured out that it was actually the HR rep who had been screwing with people for a year now, and the anger shifted completely away from me and onto her. I went around and told everyone about it. We're going to make this bitch pay. Yeah, you should. If she's messing around with your finances, do everything you can to try and get her fired if she's really doing that. I just found out that one of my work colleagues who just returned from a two-week expensive holiday with his wife in Iceland has just found out his wife has run up 50,000 pounds debt on numerous credit cards. Done. Nope, I would not have that. I'd be like, that's your debt. You're done. Get out of my house. We're breaking up. Done. Divorce. Done. Not standing for that. 50,000 pounds. You take forever to pay off. One of the girls in our group of friends has never really gotten over her ex that left her 3 years ago. She will often bring him up when drunk, and it really hampered her dating life. He lived thousands of miles away, and today he posted a picture of him sitting next to an attractive dude getting coffee. They are holding hands, and their legs are touching. We were all sitting around the TV hanging out when she saw the picture. Shell shock is the best description for her face. Yep, sounds like he's gay. I was told that my great-grandfather kept the family farm in business by blatant and repeated acts of insurance fraud. I know a guy who got his friend to marry him so he can get a green card, except his friend was already in a relationship. Not only did my friend get married, he also inherited a boyfriend-in-law. Now the three of them live in the same house. Well, that guy's just stupid for doing that. No thank you. My soon-to-be ex-wife and I separated in August 2018. She decided to end the marriage because she concluded that I would never trust her after she had an affair for more than half of our 15-year marriage. We tried to reconcile for 2 years, during which time she repeatedly told me that she had changed, and that she'd never lie to me again. But I kept catching her in lie after lie. Now she is seriously dating a guy since at least December, and she cheated on him with another guy. Remember, folks, she's changed. Well, good for you for divorcing her. She doesn't seem like she's going to stop. My neighbor's cousin broke into her house and stole 37 guns. I also learned my neighbor owned at least 37 guns. My cousin has been together with his wife for 14 years and has had a girlfriend for just as long. Neither of them knew about the other. He got caught because of an image on Facebook. His wife's sister posted a family picture which my cousin was in and got recognized by his girlfriend's sister's acquaintance. He got away with this for 14 years. Here's one thing I don't understand. Why get married to someone and then have a girlfriend? All that tells me is whoever you got married to is not the person who you should be married to. If you were dating someone who is truly the one, you should not want to get involved with anyone else, in my opinion. I know a bunch of people who have multiple girlfriends, and they'll tell me, "Oh, I love the main girlfriend they have, who they'll bring around to everyone. Oh, I love her, and she means so much to me." Yet on the weekend, they'll go and hang out with their other girlfriends. It's like, that's the biggest hunk of bullshit I've ever heard. A friend of mine who had 2 kids with a guy who worked in the oil fields, he worked in 3-month-long shifts where he would travel to another state, then come home for 3 months, then travel again. They were together 7 years, married for 5, when she was doing laundry and found a second cell phone in his pants. Turns out he had been married for 10 years to another woman who he also had kids with in his work state. It just sounds like another one of those guys. She decided to wait it out, filed for an annulment on the basis that he was married to someone else, and filed for custody of their kids while he was gone for work. Once she had it all worked out, she called the first wife and told her that not only had he cheated on her, he married someone else and fathered 2 other kids. The husband angrily drove for 11 hours back to her state to find the house empty. Unfortunately for her, her not husband anymore found her and beat her within an inch of her life blaming her for the first wife leaving him. She was in the hospital for 7 months, and he is now in prison. Holy shit. Well, I guess I'll end it with that one. If you guys liked it, please like, comment, subscribe, blah, blah, blah. Hopefully stick around for the next one.